Hello Virgo, we are here to do your mid-month as a helicopter is above. I've pulled your cards. Let's get into your romance read. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I channel the astrology as well as twin flame path. So if you do want to look at that content, subscribe, and when I'm live you can ask free questions. Okay, you're coming through mid-month as a very different energy to the beginning of the month. Now, you're really more in a very prepared state of being. It can be that something's going to come up this month when it does link in with relationships. We have Neptune in your 7th house in retrograde, and around the 27th, like I mentioned in the monthly read, you do need to be prepared when it does come to things, and it's showing that I feel you really are linking in with this romantic connection. Now, you don't have to be with this romantic connection to tune into it. It's the resonance energy of what's coming through. But for those of you who are together, there can be a subject matter that's going to play out. And both of this is almost like you're taking your power back. You're not fearless. You know, you're fearless in a sense of being able to challenge anything. And you've got the strength with the sun, and there's something happening in your surroundings outside of you. You know, after the eclipse, moving into the Cancer moon energy, I feel. Now, this is also where you're going to, maybe you felt a bit down during the month. You felt like you were trying to move things forward. It felt like you were hitting a snag. Now where you're moving to is you're really prepared to address the elephant in the room. Okay, something that has occurred, you're looking back and you've had to change, I'm hearing. Whatever this change was, it's been a bit unsettling. And in the heart, you feel that you're seeing something very clearly now. You're making a decision. You understand. You get the perspective. You're seeing something at a very different level. And it does feel like there's interferences. Now, these interferences, interruptions, you know, the feeling of what went down in the past, be it there was a third-party energy, it's coming up in you and you're looking at it from a very different perspective. You maybe felt that this person, due to circumstances surrounding, wasn't able to handle some of the adversity, so some of it you may have carried. Where they're standing, it does appear to be a different energy. You may be actually helping them through some testing times, or they're currently going through that nevertheless, and something has swapped and changed in their direct environment. These changes that you're wanting to, I do feel, again, there's something to do with paperwork at hand here. Maybe a letter or a document that's come through. Something at a very karmic level that you're dealing with as well, pertaining to contracts, legalities, having the strength, but a lot of caution surrounding this. Something in a sense of a contract, and for some of you, this can be home related or employment related. And again, some of it is really okay to move forward. There's some sense of documentation that we're going to actually need to address. It's something that I don't feel either one of you are going to enjoy, but it does make sense. It's to do with growth and to do with movement. Whatever has happened, where you've come to now, it does feel the rebuild. So the rebuild is here, but again, emotions in reverse. Whatever doesn't resonate with you anymore, it's more both of you are just feeling like you're putting that behind you and you're just laying it to rest because you've got this Jupiter energy coming through where you're growing. So this is the courage to move forward regardless of the current circumstances. There can be some ironing out of situations that you're dealing with, but the outcome for you, Virgo, is very much love. Similar energy is coming through in the heart of your love interests. They're looking back and maybe were in their masculine energy quite a bit, having to achieve certain things, looking back at how they used to be versus how they are, and having to really change that energy up. Maybe having more tools at their disposition, but really having this level up energy that they've attempted to achieve. Right now, they're very self-critiquing. This is where it comes to relationships. They maybe are feeling this and looking at things from a different perspective. I'm feeling like there's a conversation. And I'll get into the reasons why once I've kind of given you the downloads. Crowning energy for love interest is Mother Earth. Not feeling so grounded. The moon energy has really affected them. You know, still having faith, and again, maybe a contract that they're trying to resolve. And there is an element of healing that they're going through at an emotional level. So they're thinking back to conditioning, what's been going on, where they need to be, what their value systems are. And there's healthy ways of doing this. And this is really what's coming through, where they hadn't been nurtured, where they hadn't been nurturing to you. But this can even be how people have not been that to them and why that's coming up. Yeah, there is a bit of ego, but I feel I'm going to pull a clarify. I feel the ego is a bit like, look, I don't really want to talk about it. Yeah, it's not something they're trying to move away from projection energy, from judgment-related energy. And again, I don't know why mother energy is coming up so high this month. Let's pull cards separately. Too many. What is this female energy? Too many. Yeah, just people surrounding them. Group mentality, pack mentality. It's something they're not enjoying. It's something non-loving in a sense that... If this is to do with the karmic and something to do with the past tense connection and children, it's coming up as in it's part of your future. So I do feel you guys, if you're separate, you two are going to work together to make this right. This person is going through conflict. It may come into your awareness of what they're dealing with. They know that you've got a backbone. They know that you see the bigger picture, that you will deal with this in a different way. I do feel there's advice needed. This person, though, has been... The people surrounding them have been very, manipulative. It feels vindictive energy. Probably have biscuit on my face. I'm so hungry. Yeah. They're seeing where the love is and where it's not. Okay. When it does relate to these false starts, there are some things that they need to do to resolve some of this kind of drama, I'm saying, so that they can have this very, and sometimes we get to a space where we think we need to eradicate people from our life. At a temporary level, sometimes, yes, we do. But at a permanent level, if we're to do that and then return to it, it causes more grief because it keeps creating these false starts. And I think this has come to a head. So whatever it is, if they've been doing a circular energy and similar kind of frequencies have been attracted to both you and them, which usually in a mirror effect, we do tend to kind of attract the same kind of situations playing out. I'm really feeling as though this month for them, they may be a little bit down. You may be picking up on their vibration. For those of you in communication, I feel you'll be working through it and talking about the bigger picture and what you need to do to have courage to deal with this. But I do feel this is moving it forward so you can completely come home to yourselves. But you're having that heart-centered energy of empathy for this. It might be making you feel a little bit nervous. But I do feel it's almost like you're looking back and going, oh, God, I've so been where you've been. And you're almost cautioning your throat chakra to communicate because you understand how fragile this person is. But I do feel in general it is moving towards victory, and I do feel it is a balance of their own life. And the outcome is going to be positive, but the initial stage, it may be taking you back to some fair-based frequencies. But try and keep grounded, because I do feel overall the intent there is for this. They're in awareness that this conflict is affecting the vibration. Even if they're looking tired and that they can't handle it, they're going to resurrect and they're going to sort it out. Love and light, and I'll see you during the months.